Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Dhaval Chandrana, and we are continue on our unit number 3 known as Web Application Tool for Scanning for a Web Vulnerability Tools. Guys, we are learning so many things through our cybersecurity video lecture series, and I hope you are enjoy these videos and learn so many things which is new for you, as well as to learn a practical tool with help of example. So guys, I hope you are performing some of the tasks which we are discussing throughout this video lecture, and if you have installed a Kali Linux OS on your computer system, then you learn so many tools which we are discussing in unit number 1 and unit number 3. Guys, I hope you are learn so many things from the cybersecurity web video lecture series. So as per the previous lecture, we will discuss two different tools based on a web vulnerability known as CURL, known as client URL, and later on we are discussing two different concepts, SSL protocol and tunneling. So guys, as we discuss a two different tool, now today's video lecture will start with the another different tools. It is based on an application inspections tool. For identifications application inspections tool, we are discussing two different tools based on a application inspection known as a Zend attack proxy, and second one SQL map. SQL map, it is an interesting one to learn how the practical concept is work, because it is not required to any another tool. If you want to search something on your web browser, then you can perform the SQL map tool. So guys, from today onwards we are discussing a application inspection tool with a two different tool known as a Zend attack proxy. First one, we are discussing a ZAP. What is ZAP? Zend attack proxy is an open source security software written in a Java programming language and released in 2010. So guys, if you found that your software or your project is work on a platform independent platform, then it is really useful because it support a cross-site operating system. And Zend attack proxy is based on a Java language. So we know that Java is a independent platform, and it is released on a nearly years, or we can say a later 1 decade. It is released on 2010. It is used to scan a web applications and find a vulnerability in it, because we are discussing all the tools based on finding a vulnerability on a web applications. It was started as a small project by the Open Web Application Security Project, OWASP, and now it is the most active project maintained by the thousands of individuals around the globe. Same like a Facebook. Facebook is nothing but the one kind of college project, and now you know that what is the fame occurring in the all over the world. It is the available for the Linux, Windows and the Mac in a 29 languages, because on a single line we discuss in a first note that it is developed in a Java platform. That's why it is depends on all the things which is available in a nowadays. It can also be used a proxy server like a Pursuit to manipulate the request, including the HTTP request. What is a proxy server? It is nothing but the provide two security against all the requested which is connected with the two different and more than two different servers. Proxy server is nothing but the provide a security against your request and response, which is available or which is executed on a web browser. ZAP provide a basic port scanner, which is shown a port are open on the target sites, because it is a necessary thing and it is a prior thing to identify which port number is open and how to connect a particular system with a different port numbers. Because if some of the service is work on a specific port number, then we can't run anything another service on a particular port number, because a concept of port number, we know that only single service perform on a single port number. It also provides the applications program interface known as API, which allow you to interact with a Zend attack proxy programmatically. What is API? We can just say that API is nothing but the functions that we can reuse in our system. who can develop by the some of the organizations. The API is available in a JSON, HTML and XML format because we know about API and how it's developed. So it is work as a based on three different language, or we can say a combinations of three different language known as a JSON, HTML and XML formats. Now we discuss what are the different features provided by the ZAP, or we can say Zend Attack proxy. Start with the passive scanner. As we know that there are the two different types of attack available in a cyber security world. First one, it is known as active, and second one is passive. As we discussed previously, if some of the perform a passive attack, then it is a really dangerous to our system, as well as it is rarely find out through antiviruses or some of the security software. Because guys, we know that what is a passive attack? It is just a monitoring our day-to-day activity and regular day-to-day tasks which is performed on our computer system. But one of the features that provide a Zend attack that they can perform a passive scanner also. Means it is a really useful feature if we want to know about any kind of passive attack, or if we have some idea regarding some passive attacks on our computer system. Automated scanner, which is performed based on a schedule, based on some activity, based on some another external user can access our computer system, then also they can perform automatically. Next one, it is known as a proxy server. We know that what is a proxy and what is a proxy server. It is just provide a request absence in from some another request. Port identification, as previously we discussed that a Zend proxy attack, it is provided identifications or informations about a open port which is available on a targeted system. So it is one of the feature that we can really useful in a cyber security world. Then directory searching. What is a directory searching? It is nothing but to provide informations regarding the actual and absolute path about a particular file, about a particular software, or about a specific content which is available on a targeted machine. Next, a brute force attacks. Guys, it is really important to understand nowadays, because a brute force is nothing but the provide as much as possible case of all the activities. Like on a brute force attack, a password cracking is one of the technique through which a user can crack a password using the brute force attack. It is nothing but the simplest way to find out all the possibility, verifying all the checks where it should be accessible or not. It is just a try to check applications. And last one, it is a web crawler. What is a web crawler? It is nothing but the provide a copy of your web page, and whenever some of the users perform a lots of requests on the particular web browser, then you can convert with some another same copy of web browsers. It is really useful on a SEO base whenever you are performing a search engine optimizations. At that time, web crawler is important thing on a websites. So guys, it is the features that provide by the ZAP. Now, why we are using a Zend attack proxy? Because if we know that the actual use about the particular software, then we can easily identify that it is an important one for us or not. Zend attack proxy is used to detect a vulnerability present on any web servers and try to remove them. First one, it is identifications of vulnerability present on any particular web servers, and it is try to remove them. Means two different things. They can scan the particular system and they can delete the particular. Here are some big vulnerability that could be present in the web server. What was that? First one is SQL injections. It is really important nowadays to identify a particular web application is affected SQL injections or not, because it is the really and simplest technique to hack any of the websites through the particular SQL injections. So first we know that if our websites is affected by the simplest SQL injections or not. Then cross-site scripting. It is also work like identifications or find out the vulnerability based on our particular request and response. If some of the activity we perform, then a particular request and response is generated or not. Based on that, cross-site scripting is work. Next, broken access control. Broken access control is nothing but to provide accessibility based on a given rights, or we can say permissions. If some of the users known that we provide some of the restrictions on a particular web pages, like if admin user have all the rights but a particular users, or we can say end user, never access to any of the another users permissions. So if someone want to try to become admin users, then it should be known as a broken access control. Next, security misconfiguration. Like we provide some of the security as a developer. I will just give you one example. In a password field, there must be required a @ character with a combinations of alphanumeric and a special character. But if somehow some users or a hacker perform the SQL injections and they can try to perform some of the query on a password field, then it's become a security misconfigurations. Means they perform all the things with help of SQL injections. So they can satisfy our criteria as well as they can access our system without any kind of permissions. Next, a broken authentications. What is a broken authentications? If you are the legitimate users and you can provide some authentication to another users, then it is nothing but the broken authentication. Guys, this all the topic is really need to understand about a website vulnerability. Whenever you become a developer or whenever you become a project manager or a project leader, at that time you know that all the available condition which can be a vulnerable on your particular websites. Next, a sensitive data exposures, because nowadays so many things like online transactions, personal informations, all the things which should be submitted on throughout the websites, and all the data should be stored by the web server. If some of the users or unknown users, they can access up sensitive data like credit card, debit card information, at that time it's really misuse all the information through the particular websites and web services. So it is the vulnerability which we want to detect through the Zend attack proxy. Or on another case, we can say that if we want to find that a particular our website which is developed by our team, they can provide against all the denial of this kind of features, then and then we can publish our websites. In any case, if some of the things which should be performed on our website, then we want to protect each and every point, and we can provide a surety against all data which should be submitted by the end users. Next, a cross-site request forgery. It is nothing but the CSRF. What is a CSRF? CSRF is nothing but the security against all the requested which is performed by the scripting language like a JavaScript, Ajax, JSON, which is should be performed by the client side, but they can perform server end. So it is the thing which we are discussing on a Zend attack proxy. And the last one, using the component with a non vulnerabilities, means if we want to find a vulnerability on our website, we can use. For that, we want to use some of the tools. Same way, on another side, hacker also use some of the different tool through which they can find a different vulnerability which is available on a website. So they can also find a mistakes on our websites, and through this they can access our computer system, they can access our web servers. Through web servers they can use all the sensitive data which should be stored by the end users. So guys, as we know that if we want to develop one of the websites, at that time we want to remember all the point which we are discussing in this particular slide. So guys, it is the things which we want to remember whenever we want to develop any of the web applications. Now some of the important terminology. First one, known as a proxy server, because if you want to develop a website, then we want to remember that this mentions topic or this mentions terminology which is really important to implemented websites. It is the server which act as a mediator for the client who want to go through the request and want to alter them. Means It is nothing but the provide alternative things from the client and server machine. Next one, it is nothing but the spider, as we discussed, as a web crawler. It is a type of information gathering process in which the application, in this case Zap, will go through the web page and try to find out all the links and another important details. It is really important to implement SEO on your particular website. And what is SEO? It is nothing but the search engine optimizations. If you just search on a Google and your website or your web page is found on a first page, then it is nothing but the based on a spider. Means there are lots of algorithm, and with help of algorithm you can perform the SEO. Then a passive scan, we know very well, is the type of scanning the vulnerability is detected without getting in direct contact with the targeted machine. So is it really important to identify a passive attack which functions provided by the Zap. Active scan, in this the vulnerability is detected by getting in a direct contact with a target machine, which make it very easy to be detected by the administrator. So what is the difference between a passive scan and active scan? If you want to scan your local system with some of the tools like a Zap, then it's become an active attack. But if you want to scan a targeted system without any kind of contact, you just perform the scan based on IP address or some of the port number. At that time you can perform the passive scan. Now how it's work? First we set up a proxy server. Now we know that what is a proxy server with any browsers, because it must be required some browsers to work as a proxy server. The browser send a website's data to a proxy server because it is an intermediate thing between a client and server, and them to the browsers inside the Zap process the request and perform the attacks at a generate the reports. Means they can provide a statistic based on a client and server request response. But for that you just want to install a proxy server on your web browser. So it is the figure through which we can easily understand that how a ZAP is work with integrations of proxy server. So request performed on a sent by the browsers, it is performed by the user side. ZAP proxy take particular request because it is an intermediate thing between a request and a report generator. A report generated by the server end. So ZAP proxy server take a particular request. Based on request they perform a ZAP browser. It is not a URL scanning, means they can perform the SQL injection or not. They can perform a crawling. They are working as a cross-site scripting and all the things which we are discussing previously. Why we are using ZAP. So it is the concept where ZAP is actually work. And for this, if they found anything unwantedly or unauthorized users information is found, then based on that they can provide the report. I will just give you the example that if you working as a YouTube channeler, or you can say YouTubers, if you want to upload any of the video, and after 1 month and after 2 months you can found some statistic based on your views, means a particular video is watched different times durations, how many users can watch this particular video, like, dislike, at which positions they can view, like a country, state, city, they can watch by the gender like a male and female, age group, and all the things which should be mentioned with a statistic, or you can say that it is a report generations. So guys, it is really helpful to nowadays if you become a developer, or we can say website developer, and it is really useful to identify a ZAP and against a vulnerability which should be available in a websites. Now we see a second tool known as a SQL map. It is really interesting to learn how the SQL map is work and how a particular SQL map technology is declined on a particular websites. SQL injection is a code injections technique where an attacker execute a malicious SQL query that control a web application's database. As the name itself suggests that SQL map is work on a SQL queries. And what is the SQL query? It is nothing but the structures query language through which database is built on particular websites. With the right sets of query, a user can gain access to information stored in a database, because all the database, or we can say backend processes, work with help of SQL language. SQL map test whether a get parameter is vulnerable to SQL injection. And what is get parameter? If we want to perform any request with a particular website, if you found some information on a web browser, then it's work as a get method. If you perform some request and your data should be transmitted on a hidden field, means it not shown on a web browser URL, then it's become a post parameter. For example, consider the following PHP code statement, like variable. In a PHP we can develop, or we can say create a variable with a $sign. And for this, if you want to transmit your data with help of post method, then you can use $post and input values. As a query execution, you need to pass some input which is given by the end user. So for that, this particular query is working to insert a data on a particular table with a particular column name, because whatever data will be entered by the end user, it should be stored on this variable. It's known as a $variable, and we can pass this particular variable with a value on this particular variable. So particular query is work for inserting data into the particular table to a particular column, this particular value. If the user enter a value as a users on a particular input field, user want to enter value as a value, drop table as the input, the query becomes, if a user want to enter a drop table query, it is nothing but to drop a particular table on a database. So if as a user on an input field, as we can say as the $post input, if they can enter a drop table name, then if it's executed on a server side, then your table is dropped. Like insert into table, column name, value, and whatever the value should be passed is stored in a variable, and user pass the drop table name. So if this particular query is executed on a server side, then it is really harmful for the web developers, because it is nothing but the SQL map, which is undesirable for us, as here the user input is directly complied along with the pre-written SQL query, because drop table name is nothing but the simple SQL query. Hence the user will be able to enter an SQL query required to manipulate the particular database. If you observe a web URL that is of them from like test.php, vulnerabilityweb.com, listproduct.php, category 1. After question mark, whatever you find, it is nothing but the query string, and this data should be passed with the help of get parameter. Then it should be seen in a URL, where the get parameter is in a bold. Then the websites may be vulnerable to this mode of SQL injections, because user known that which data is passed and how they wish become work, because it is seen in a URL. So and the attacker may be able to gain access information in the database. Furthermore, SQL map works when it is a PHP base. So if you are a PHP developer, then you must be remember so many things to decline all the SQL map injections. Like we just take a example, if you find this kind of URL, then it's become a PHP backend with the get parameter, means we can found our all the data item from this particular category 1. So we can easily say that, or hacker can easily found that in a particular database on a particular table there are some column through which a data should be reflect on our screen. And what are the column name is nothing but the category CAT. It should be reflected on URL. So it's really easy to identify or easy to hack this particular website with help of URL. A simple test to check whether your website is vulnerable would to be replace the value in the get request parameter with an asterisk mark. Means if you want to check your particular website is a vulnerable or not, means some of the user can perform this kind of SQL injections on a particular website or not. For that we just use a asterisk mark. At which position we need to insert asterisk mark? At end of the query string. As a previously we just found that category is equal to 1. So all the data should be reflected on your screen based on a category 1. They found the matching case. But on a category star, it means that a particular star in SQL, we know that it's reflect all the data. Like I will just give you example that select star from database table name. So star is reflect to retrieve all the data with a particular table name. So if your website is vulnerable and as a put a particular star on end of the category, like replace with the 1, and you can reflect all the data which should be from the database table, then you can easily say that our particular website is vulnerable. But as we put a asterisk mark as a parameter value, and if you found that there are some error obtained on changing the value of get parameter like a star, if you found those kind of error message on your screen whenever you are put a asterisk mark, at that time we can say that if this result is an error such as error is given below, then we can conclusively say that the website is vulnerable. Why we can say it is website vulnerable? Because as their reflections of asterisk mark, they are performing some of the things, because it should be not found on a particular database, but the parameter should be reflect on a particular request, and particular request is executed on a server sites. That's why this thing it should be performed a vulnerable. So guys, as this particular video lecture, we learn two different things based on a website vulnerability scan, and I hope you are learn all the tools which we are discussing in today's video lecture, and I hope and I wish you perform some of the things which is really important to nowadays on a cybersecurity world. So guys, thank you so much.